Look, WWE is trying to erase some of its history, clearly. That's why Roman is on this 1,000-day run. Bianca's on this huge run. But the run that really needs to go on forevermore so we can forget the original
Yeah.
run is fucking the Intercontinental title run of
Yeah.
Honky Tonk Man. It was like 480 days, I think.
I think it's like 500 some days.
Yeah. Gunther is like over 200 days away. Gunther needs to break it,
Yeah.
needs to beat it by a long shot.
Yeah.
Having said that, though, we're fantasy booking how he would lose. So, how do you have Gunther? First off, I do also want to mention before we book that is why Gunther has to break it is the fact that even when he breaks it, he's going to be aligned with Honky Tonk Man. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna be like, hey, Gunther and Honky Tonk Man. When we're like Hogan or Rock,
Yeah.
Austin, Rock, Triple H,
You know,
Shawn
you,
Michaels.
you mentioned Roman like is on his crazy run, and it's like because he's gonna be mentioned with Hogan, Backlund, San Martino, and now Gunther. It's gonna be like Gunther and Honky Tonk
Yeah,
Man.
you're like, what the fuck? That's why
That's
Gunther needs to double it.
I think Gunther needs to break it because that title's always been like called like the working man's title. And that's what Gunther is. Like Gunther can go in the ring where Honky Tonk Man was the personality. So I think for your longest reigning intercontinental champion, it should be like a worker, a guy that could go in the ring.
I I haven't I haven't watched many Honky Tonk Man matches. He was boring, but like, does the man have any special matches?
No. Does he have good ones?
So, does he have good ones?
No. Not no, he was just a personality, That he was just during that time it was all over the top personalities. Absolutely couldn't go. I wouldn't say he was a great wrestler, but
So how do you book? Because when if we're going to give Gunther this long run, obviously whoever takes it needs to
yeah.
be special as well. So how do you
Yeah.
book that?
So I wanted him to break the record, obviously. So I for the guy to beat him, it letting Gunther break the record helps the guy I picked, and I picked Big E because if you let Gunther break the record, that gives E more time to kind of recover if he can come back. And I thought that it with Gunther on this historic streak, and then Big E comes back with like a triumphant, awesome return. You cap it off by letting him break that streak, and I feel like that would be like a really good match and feud, just because then you have Imperium and New Day, and you can get these different variations of matches. Like drag it out. Don't give me Gunther and Big E right away. Like let Gunther maybe squash Xavier Woods, and then he beats Kofi, and then let Big E return, and then like drag it out with 6-man tag matches where you build to this big pay per view, and we get Big E and Gunther. And I think Gunther losing to Big E doesn't hurt Gunther, just because Big E is a former WWE champion and he's a part of the New Day, which is the longest reigning tag team champions or whatever. And I just like this idea of Gunther chopping the shit out of Big E's gigantic chest. And we went to Survivor Series 2019. I got mad when Braun Strowman no sold chops from Walter at the time. And I feel like I would be okay with Big E starting off with no selling, but eventually like he's worn down and he's getting chopped down by Gunther. And then of course, you big meaty men slapping meat. So.
I don't mind the Biggie idea. I don't want him to win, but I do like the idea of them 6-man matches, the feud
Yeah.
of those two stables. For me, the guy I went with. Well, first off, what would actually make it so epic is if Gunther never lost and he just vacated it.
Yeah.
Like, how wild would that be? Like, Roman's going to lose,
Yeah.
but then the next run is Gunther and he hits like 1,500 days and he's like,
Yeah.
I'm over this belt. But the guy I chose, I wanted to make a new star, and it was Wesley. I love the way that he works with like D-Jax. That match was awesome. I feel like he could run it back very similar with Gunther. And what really made me want him to be the guy that beats Gunther is, again, it gives him time to flesh out his character more in NXT, establish a character on the main roster, then take over for Gunther. And I want the IC title again. Not Gunther's adding prestige to it.
Yeah.
Uh, Probably the most since The Miz in like 17. But I feel like Wesley, when he takes it off him, can give it that U.S. Open feel and what the IC title should be, where it's like, this guy is going to go out there and give you a good match. And maybe one day, like, I'm not saying he's going to be A-list right when he beats Gunther. It's going to, I feel like it will transition very nicely to the IC title, still meaning something with Wesley, because he's going to have great matches. And maybe he's that mid-card guy, the next Kofi Kingston, the next Daniel Bryan that the fans get behind, and he can get to A-list. I don't want Gunther to drop this title and then it doesn't mean anything again.
Yeah.
And I feel like Wesley can, at the very least, is going to be like, hey, the matches matter because I'm delivering.
I don't know. I like Wesley, but I feel like to beat Gunther, you need like kind of like a harder edged person, if that makes sense. Like if you're going somebody from NXT, I would pick the guy that beat him for the UK title, that Isla Dragunov.
Oh, yeah.
Or Tyler Bate. I thought that the match Tyler Bate and Walter had was incredible, so run that back. But like I like Wesley, but his style to me, I like guys that'll go at Gunther, and I feel like that's where he's at his best. So I don't know about it, like kind of a high flying guy like Wesley.
Yeah, I could see that. I just really like the way his aerial moves could like break down Gunther, and then Gunther, he sells really good, so he'd put Gunther over amazing. And then I wouldn't actually have him like, it wouldn't be the cleanest finish. It'd be a roll up, but it'd be more that underdog doesn't give up. I was looking at names to see if I was correct in Wesley being the best option, so I just Googled real quick who's the best options to beat Gunther, and the list that it was Sportskeeda came up with was just terrible. It was like it was Goldberg, Brock Lesnar. It's like no, Braun Strowman. I'm like, Braun fucking Strowman. No. Damn, there was one other guy in Isla. Isla was the only one that made sense.
Yeah.
Oh, Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's another one. It's like Bray Wyatt and Braun definitely not. Like they've had a chance to get over and they just couldn't.
I like the Dragunov. Like I said, him and Tyler Bate could run it back. I think that would be really good. And then Pete Dunne and Walter's match. That thing was incredible at that 2019 in that Takeover New York. So I wouldn't mind. I wish they would give Pete Dunne his name back. Stop calling him Butch.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would be down for him and Walter again. But yeah, I like Wesley. Styles to me. I like that big meaty men slapping meat thing. So
rather it be a little bit more like a lot of people say, like it has to be believable. Like can this guy actually?
Also, before the draft, I thought a good pick would have been AJ Styles.
Oh, Styles would have been cool. He very similar to Wesley to me, where he could aerial.
But he could work that like New Japan, Japanese strong style too. So
still a name that would be cool. But I just think he deserves bigger than the IC title if he can fix his personal shit. Is Matt Riddle?
Yeah,
like, I still hold out hope that Matt Riddle is A-list celebrity, one of the GOATs of wrestling. Just for some reason,
they're giving him a lot of opportunities. So.
It's just he needs just some little help and some time, and I feel like he's going to get there. I think him becoming friends with Randy Orton is really going to help him like fix his out of the ring stuff, because like I feel like in ring, dude is fucking awesome. Like okay, in the comments, let us know who you would want to beat Gunther for the IC title.